Hello? Hello? Oh shit, didn't mean for that to play. Hopefully everything is running fine. Hopefully everything is running alright. Oh, I'm tired today, should we just check? Here we are. The right one seems to be working. Audio levels look fine. It's a little loud on my end. John Moxley once again has issues, so 2-0. I should make him happy. Irritated. Fuck off, man. So far I've given one 400,000, if not 500,000, 550,000. Doesn't like the choice of booking team. What if I just put you on the booking team? Alter booking team. John Moxley. Yeah, add him. Now you can stop having a problem. Give bonus, give you another 100k. Please stop, just winding me up. I've done nothing but lose money, so I don't need this. Anyway, AEW Dynamite 5. Full gears in 10 days. AEW full gear. Oh, the Emperor. Hello, hello. How are you? I was just about to give out how tired I am. So 9th of the 11th is full gear. Alright, we have 2 more Dynamite before full gear. That's pretty good. Seems to have snuck up on us, which I'll take. No one gets the night off. Yeah, I'm happy in Daly's place. Booking team, don't have to do anything. Myself and Duncalis have had some very positive interactions. Long time watcher, first time caller. Yes, boss. Well, I hope you enjoy. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it endlessly. It's always nice having someone watch. Brandy's not happy with Excalibur. Neither is T-Hawk. DDP ran some drills, so did Cody. That was good. Alright, what Dynamite are we on? God, it's warm. 30th of October. As usual, we have our typical... There we go, now it's loading. AEW Dynamite opening. Every time I brush my numpad. 2006 local to global with Jim Cornette. That's a great idea. Great time as well. I feel like there's like loads of talent you can utilize in 2006. Like Ring of Honor isn't too big at that point. So you can kind of work your way off a lot of those stars. I've thought myself about doing something in 2004 with Jim Cornette and bringing up Smoky Mountain Wrestling again. Just Game State, yeah. Great era 2006 WWE I have very fond memories of. Oh, AEW Dynamite opening, how is it open? Opening video showed highlights of last week's show. Behind the scenes footage where John Moxley was in a room with Tony Khan. It featured Khan telling Moxley that his match with Kenny Omega is now a lights out match. And Moxley wasn't happy about that. Behind the scenes footage where John Moxley was told by Khan that his match with Omega at Full Gear is now a lights out match. I think I can agree. I think the storylines, when you think about it, they're Like, the storylines in Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression, for the most part, are probably just as bad as each other. But I would agree Ruthless Aggression does have better wrestling. Because everything in Attitude Era was like punch, kick and all that stuff, and bad finishes and DQs. Whereas at least Ruthless Aggression, I feel like there was a lot more storytelling in the ring, a lot more of a reliance on like Eddie, Brock, Benoit, Triple H. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you there. So our first match is Adam Page against Sammy Guevara. Is Adam Page still injured? He is for the next 2 days. Alright, we just lose him on this one. But he can work angles. So instead, who else is wrestling on the show? Best Friends, contract signing, the Elite. Oh yeah, we have the crowning of the AEW Tag Team Champions. So instead we could have Dustin against Sammy. In fact, let's do Cody against Sammy. He could probably do with getting up there. I do think, yeah, actually, there's a lot of Attitude Era that hasn't aged well. And you could stay the same for a lot of Ruthless Aggression, but I do think Ruthless Aggression just had the better wrestling. So we have Adam Page against Sammy Guevara. The turnbuckles had Rick and Morty on them, I guess because it's Halloween. Back in the ring, Page hit a powerbomb for a 2. Page sent Guevara out of the ring and hit a moonsault off the top onto Guevara. Guevara avoided the lariat, jumping knee by Sammy, discus elbow by Page, and Page hits the buckshot lariat for the win after 8 minutes. So like with Cody, since Page is injured. Page says at Full Gear he's going to do some real cowboy shit and he's going to take Pac's head off. I think we can do that anyway. Adam Page says that at Full Gear he's going to do some real cowboy shit and he's going to take Pac's head off. Says at Full Gear he's going to do some cowboy shit. He's going to take Pac's head off. So we just do that as a general Hangman Page promo. Oh, not comic relief. Promo on Pac. Lovely little 3 minutes. Next up, we have Hikaru Shida against Shana. Portuguese perfect outfit athlete. Ruthless Aggression had Billy and Chuck, all the Divas, BS, Chavo being Karen White, Kane Ryan Lita. Yeah. Muhammad Hassan was an absolute missed opportunity. And whilst I completely agree with you there, oh, do we not have Shana? I guess not, we'll do Shazza McKenzie instead then. I do think just given the geopolitical landscape, it was probably best not to do Muhammad Hassan. While I do think he got a real Raw deal, I mean, granted it was 2004 and not 2001, so yeah. It was just like an odd time politically, wasn't it? I do feel bad for him though. Shura gets the win. Shida gets the win. Shana avoided a running knee with a roll-up. They did a couple of reverse pin spots with Shana getting a 2 count. 10 minutes have elapsed as Shada hits a running knee to the face. Shida with a Falcon Arrow for 2, and then a Shining Wizard running knee to the face for the pinfall win after 11 minutes. Perfect. Shida gets the win. How long was that? 11 minutes? Longer than I thought. Video package about Brandy Rhodes. That showed her sitting in a dark room where she had pictures of all the other women in AEW's division. Awesome Kong was also in the room with Brandy, since they're allies. Brandy screamed and a bunch of candles in the room went out. I'll just do video package about Brandy Rhodes and Awesome Kong. Definitely a very old school idea. Yeah, I understand what you mean. And then we also had a lot of evil foreign German gimmicks in the 70s, so it is just like, yeah. Again, like I said, I feel bad for him, but just given the general landscape, I feel like Muhammad Hassan was never going to work. And then you think about the gimmick in terms of like how far is it actually going to go. Like outside of being beaten a few times because he's a foreign heel, it's like what's the is the end goal just to feed him to someone and that's it done? I don't know. I think it's hard to do a gimmick that's so politically motivated. Like it's easier to have someone like, I don't know, MJF, whose like heel gimmick is basically just like cheater, better than you, whatever, done. Or like, I don't know, Gunther, who's just like a no-nonsense badass. I feel like you really need to, if you're going to do something that's like that motivated, it needs to have legs and be able to adapt. So we went to the stage where Chris Van Vliet was standing with the legendary Rock and Roll Express duo, who get a standing ovation and are here to award the AEW Tag Team titles later in the show. Gibson said that 33 years ago they defeated Ole and Anderson right there in the building. This led to Santana and Ortiz of the Inner Circle showing up with a cheap attack on the Rock and Roll guys. The Young Bucks eventually showed up to check on Morrison. Angle, so what do we do? So let's do Alicia. Alicia Tout. Is with the Rock and Roll Express. When Santana Ortiz attack, leading to a save from the Bucks. Yeah, like even in like modern day, I think like 2024, maybe even 2025, AEW, the Rock and Roll Express, is still showing up. Like they've got legs, and one of them's still wrestling, which is madness. Like, fair play to them. Yeah, Funk pre-2010 got everywhere, man. Alicia, interviewer. Robert Gibson. And Ricky Morton. That's Santana on character development. Nope. Ortiz. Nick Jackson and Matt Jackson. Nice. 3 minutes to go. There's a scene in the limo with Cody and Schiavone. Tony said that he's thinking about going to the arena saying that in Tucson, Arizona in the late 1980s, there was Willie Nelson, and Tony goes and gets Dusty Rhodes. Tony said Dusty was buck naked, Cody laughed. Schiavone said that he saw Cody at a wrestling show growing up and he thanked Cody for being there with him. We'll just do this bit. I was talking to a friend. We remember when. Yeah. That's the thing, I really appreciate. I feel like there was a dip. Well, in the 70s and 80s, the majority of your wrestlers were older guys, were 40-year-olds. And then I felt like it kind of dipped where everyone was quite young, 40 was really old. And then as it's gotten back into recent days, we're getting out that dip with, like you said, Shelton and Bobby and loads of guys now. Even everyone can say what they will about Chris Jericho, but he is still killing it. Same with Daniels, who I guess has recently just retired. I'm so happy that the longevity of wrestlers is much better than it was. Yeah. Fucking AJ Styles, 42. What was this? 2019. Oh, we're in 2025 now, so 48. That's madness. But Tony Schiavone is the interviewer. Yeah, Let's cut out the steroids and unprotected headshots. Tony Schiavone, Cody, cutting a promo. See, that's what I kind of liked about the 70s and 80s, is for a lot of the times it was just a bunch of old dudes who just, instead of looking like wrestlers, quote-unquote wrestlers, looked like guys that could just beat you up. And I liked that. So up next we have Chuck Taylor, Trent and Orange Cassidy taking on John Silver, Alex Reynolds and QT Marshall. Cassidy hit a dive to take two guys out on the floor. Trent and Taylor hit their strong zero finisher for the pinfall win in about 3 minutes. It's very quick. We can do 5, I guess, because that's the minimum we can do. And I'd rather stick Orange Cassidy over to make this a wild brawl. Where are the team's best friends? Finisher, strong zero. We then get the contract signing for the AEW World Championship. Chris Jericho makes his entrance with the AEW title on his shoulder. Cody was shown arriving at the arena with Tony Schiavone. Cody looked over the contract and signed it first and sees the challenger. Instead of signing the contract right away, Jericho stood up and laughed at Cody, anticipating a fight. Jericho and Cody got up out of their chairs for a showdown on the stage. Cody stared at Jericho and Cody shook the hand and the fans cheered. Cody pulled Jericho in close, leading to an intense stare. Nice. Let's just do Cody, Chris Jericho, Tony, Schiavone. I think that's everyone. Yeah, I understand what you mean about MLW. I felt like at the start they did try and do everyone's a badass. We've got Loki, we had Riddle, they had Jeff Cobb, they had I think the Von Erichs, I think they had Austin Aries for a bit, Penta, and everyone was kind of it was about, not to a degree fighting, but fighting. And then yeah, they did do some kind of Lucha Underground gimmick, and I don't know. They kind of lost me there. There was a shot on the video screen of Sammy saying that he didn't see the signing because he was busy doing this. It was Hager at the Inner Circle attacking Cody's brother Dustin. Jericho laughed about it as the camera focused on Dustin grabbing his left arm while he was checked on. So, footage of Jake Hager of the Inner Circle attacking Cody's brother Dustin during the signing. So, Chris Jericho, Cody, Sammy, Dustin. Also, I've been trying to figure out your accent since I first heard you on YouTube. I am in the UK, that is correct. But you don't think I'm a filthy northerner. That's interesting. It's interesting. Well, pride for where I'm from, if I'm honest. Just throw a place out. Just guess where I'm from. And then I will instantly refute it. Jake Hager, non-speaking role. Though I will say, I think the majority of the time that I've been on YouTube since the start of this year, I've kind of been constantly sick. So my voice hasn't sounded as like I can tell myself now that I sound a little different to usual. Though I do think I usually sound like shit, so that is fair. Up next, I think it's the main event. It is not the main. I keep getting confused. It is Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson against Kip Sabian, Angelico, and Jack Evans. Newcastle or Sheffield? Fucking. You're two on the money, if I'm completely honest with you. I am originally from Newcastle. Born and bred. Well, a short town, like half an hour out from Newcastle. So I'm originally from. I did, after many years, move down to Sheffield and lived there for 2 years. And since then, I have moved to Manchester. So I feel like I'm slowly, started at the north, slowly making my way down. So I imagine my accent now is kind of a combination of everywhere that I have lived, which is like Newcastle, Sheffield, Manchester. So I think I very quickly take on not accents, but oh yeah, we don't have Angelico, we have Jimmy Jacobs. I think I very quickly kind of like adapt to an area. Though when I have a drink, I do become more northern again. Miss Newcastle. Miss it with all my heart and soul. Sabian was the only guy in the ring. He ran the ropes and went for a somersault dive, but the Elite caught him and gave him a powerbomb on the ring apron. That's why I was like, Newcastle or Sheffield was disgustingly good. Like, as soon as you said it, I was like, dude probably knows me in real life. That wasn't even a sentence. I messed up every word in that. Back in the ring, Evans with a springboard attack, and he was stopped with 3 super kicks by the Elite. Omega with the V-trigger knee on Jack Evans, and then followed up with a one-winged angel for the win after 12 minutes. Could do Matt Jackson getting the win and have this steal the show. I do like Sheffield though, lovely place to live. Big fan of Henderson's Relish. After the match, Santana and Ortiz were at ringside. They attacked the Bucks, then ran away. I am good at England places. All Irish people sound... I feel that. Like, I know a few people from Derry. And I'll be like, all Irish people sound the same. And they're like, you couldn't be more wrong. Let's do Santana, Ortiz. I'm not very good at accents, if I'm completely honest. Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson. And the wife is Scouse, so I feel like I also just kind of generally steal that accent from time to time. So yeah, I think I'm generally a culmination of everywhere. Cal Berry is without a doubt one of the best wrestlers of all time. Wears trunks. Oh, one is without a doubt one of the wrestlers. I appreciate that bit. Caught me off guard. He wears trunks, applies hold, take bumps, and occasionally wins. Nothing flashy, nothing fancy. I get that now. It caught me off guard. I thought you'd missed a word, but as soon as I read a little more, I was like, I know what you're doing. Just wrestling. If you've seen a wrestler, you've seen Cal Berry. He wrestles in the ring, in armories under lights, in front of crowds. He enters the ring, wrestles, and then leaves. That's the Cal Berry experience. No one remembers his greatest matches. Everyone agrees, Cal Berry. Cal Berry sounds like a guy I'd hire on TEW. Never having seen a match and just ends up jobbing. Do you plan to diverge fully from real life at some point? Are you planning to follow along with real life? I do plan on following along with real life and make changes when appropriate. So specifically if like, I don't know who's pushed to the main event that I don't like, but if there's ever if there's a champion I don't care for, I'll switch it up, insert someone else into a storyline. Or if someone gets injured, I will change it up. But for the most part, I do plan on following along with real life. There are little things like the Peter Avalon librarian gimmick. Just retconning that. That's not happening. Trying to think of other things that could come up. CM Punk, yes, when I do it, or when stroke if I get to that point, I will absolutely hire CM Punk. And when CM Punk leaves in the company, I will also release him from his contract. I know he's a twat, but I do like CM Punk. Yeah. I am a wrestling fan. Of course I like CM Punk. He's a troublemaker. What did anyone expect? Cause trouble. I do got to milk the pot. So Moxley did a promo saying the grudge match everyone wants to see in November at Full Gear between Kenny Omega is now an unsanctioned match. Moxley said, if you think he's out of control, you ain't seen nothing yet. So we have John Moxley cutting a promo on... Yeah, there's probably little things I'm going to change. Most of the stuff I'm going to keep, like CM Punk being a bit of a nightmare. I can't really think of much else. Like, I might add different people into stables instead of others, but there isn't really too much I'd change about AEW that I can think of at the moment. Because I know there might be a lot of people who are like, oh, well, if AEW doesn't book women very well, and I'm going to make that better. But I'm not very creative. So, like, if something's not on the card, I'm slightly unlikely to add it. Here's my faves all being dicks. Aries, Richards, Punk, Piper, Brock, Jarrett. Fair. They are all kind of arseholes. Maybe less Roddy Piper, but... though he was a bit of a troublemaker, wasn't he? So we have the AEW World Tag Team Championship match of Kazarian and Sky against Pentagon and Phoenix. Yeah, I was kind of cursed with having Matt Riddle as a favourite wrestler. And it seems like he did everything to ruin his own career. And then we have the Mexa Brothers. Riddle and Evolve. Oh, I was such a big Evolve guy. And Riddle's run was so good. And then, like, say what you will about all the allegations that came out in wrestling, whatever. Regardless, Riddle seems like nothing but an arsehole. Like, I bet he is fucking insufferable to hang out with. Like, dude was so, no pun intended, high on himself that it kind of stopped being funny anymore. Sky was alone in the ring. Pentagon hit a super kick on Sky, and Fenix went on his brother's shoulders, leading to a splash on Sky for the 2 count. Pentagon went for the package pile driver, leading to a double team move, but Sky got an inside cradle and Kazarian knocked Fenix down when the referee counted the 3, with Sky pinning Pentagon to win the belts after 13 minutes. Make the storytelling since it's the title match. AEW World Tag Team. Nice. Post-match, Sky and Kaz celebrated with the titles as the announcers made the point that SCU can say they will always be the first AEW Tag Team Champions. That was hard to get out. SCU holding the titles. It's the end of the show. So Frankie, Scorpio, and Chris Daniels. It's up to Penta, non-speaking rule, and Bandido. Nice. So that is the end of this. We have 10 more minutes to fill. We can definitely squeeze another match in. Let's have a 2v2, exclude already booked, of... Should we have Dustin, and is there anyone down here that should just be kind of further up? Anyone down here that should be further up? I understand what you mean. Let's have Dustin and Private Party. I do feel like AEW did lose a lot of its identity further on. And whilst I was someone that was happy, let's just do Strong Hearts. Whilst I was someone that was happy to see a lot of wrestlers like Pac, Claudio, John Moxley, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, everyone like that make their debut, I do think it kind of like... I think we lost a lot of people that were AEW mainstays when that happened. And it's a shame, because I understand there's a lot of WWE guys that could do with a good push. But I feel like there was a point where there was too many. See Aleister Black, for example, and Rusev, where like one can't book everyone, one can't make a perfect show. Like there's so many wrestlers that I want. Yeah, there's so many wrestlers that I want to push that have like left WWE in this save alone, like Bayley and AJ Styles, and it is hard to fit everyone on while keeping your core. I do feel sad about Ring of Honor as well. I feel bad that it's relegated to just like a really bad developmental system. I do hope it doesn't have a TV deal yet, does it, Ring of Honor? That's a question. It wasn't posed like one, but it's a question. I do hope eventually Tony Khan gets a specific booker and someone, I mean, still use it as a developmental like NXT, but just run Ring of Honor like its own company. Yeah. basically that. Wardlow, he can beat face, male, Brandon Cutler. 2 minutes. Wardlow wins and make that a domination on the pre-show. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And let's have Dark Order go over face men. Let's do Sunny Kiss and Marco Stunt. That's fine. Pre-show, let's stick Evil Uno over. What's wrong with the book analysis now? Oh, he's wrestling with a strained wrist. That's fine. So in a pre-show bout which had terrible wrestling and a non-existent crowd heat, Wardlow defeated Cutler in 151 with a Splash Mountain Powerbomb. Again, decent wrestling but little heat. The Dark Order defeated Sunny Kiss and Marco Stunt when Evil Uno submitted Sunny Kiss. AEW Dynamite opening. Behind the scenes footage where John Moxley was told by Khan that his match with Omega at Full Gear is no lights out match, and Mox wasn't happy about that. In a good match, Cody defeated Guevara in 7:42 by pinfall with the Crossroads. Page says that at Full Gear he's going to do some real cowboy shit, and he's going to take Pac's head off. Shida defeated Shazza McKenzie in 11:25 with a Full Metal Muffler. We then get a video package about Brandy Rhodes and Awesome Kong. Alicia Atout is with the Rock and Roll Express duo of Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson when Santana and Ortiz attack, leading to a save from the Bucks. Cody says he's shared a locker room with Jericho for 10 years. He knows how good he is. In an extremely short match, Best Friends defeated QT Marshall, Alex Reynolds and John Silver when Cassidy pinned Reynolds with a Superman punch. Cody looked over the contract, signed it first and sees the challenger. Instead of signing the contract right away, Jericho stood up and laughed at Cody, anticipating a fight. Jericho and Cody got out their chairs for a showdown on the stage. Cody stared at Jericho. Cody shook the hand and the fans cheered. Cody pulled Jericho in close, leading to an intense stare. There was a shot on the video screen of Guevara saying he didn't see the signing because he was busy doing this. It was Hager of the Inner Circle attacking Cody's brother Dustin. In a bout which had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Omega and the Bucks defeated Sabin, Jacobs and Evans when Matt Jackson pinned Kip Saban with a moonsault. After the match, Santana and Ortiz were at ringside. They attacked the Bucks and ran away. In a bout which had decent wrestling but little heat, Dustin and Private Party defeated Strong Hearts when Dustin pinned Shima with a lifting reverse DDT. Mux did a promo saying that the grudge match everybody wants to see on November 9th at Full Gear between Omega and Moxley is now unsanctioned. Moxley said if you think he's out of control, you ain't seen nothing yet. And then, in a decent match, SCU defeated the Mexa Brothers in 17:46 when Kaz pinned Penta, then SCU later, to win the AEW World Tag Team titles. Sky and Kaz celebrated with the titles, while the announcers made the point that SCU can always say that they were the first tag team champions. Nice. And now I think Daniels is the only one in the company. Couldn't describe to a new wrestling fan. Yeah, I feel that. But at least TNA still has somewhat of its identity. I feel like whilst I like Ring of Honor, whilst I appreciate... And I do like that Chris Jericho was Ring of Honor champion. I just wish we still got Ring of Honor as a real show, as opposed to like kinda nothing. Like just let someone else book it. Let Daniels, I think Daniels is booking it. Let him book an actual show with storylines, touring. Yeah. Just a shame. I do wish they did more with Ring of Honor. That's that show done. We're now on 11:06, and then we have Full Gear. Let me just read. The Full Gear results to make sure there is no one that we need to hire. I don't believe there is. Yeah, it seems like we've got everyone for Full Gear. I do worry because AEW does like their surprises. Oh, I have a theory on the lack of TEW sales on YouTube. I think it could. Yeah, that does kind of make sense. Io Shirai, if you're wrestling Taynara Conti. Oh no. I will be getting rid of Cody when he chose to leave this. Similar to WWF in 1994. Oh, Han Mr. Younger, how are you? God, everyone's here. This is the most people I've had in a stream. Anytime more than like one person chatting at me. Yeah, I will get rid of Cody when he does leave. Similar to WWF in 94, I struggle to book someone after they leave. Like, it's hard to fit them into a gap. Like, I'm booking WWF at a point where Sid has now left. And I'm still kind of like squeezing him into matches, pretending he's feuding with the Ultimate Warrior. Even though Warrior's just feuding with Papa Shango. So we were up against Vanessa Bourne defeating Io Shirai to retain the title. I have seen the video of Russo playing TEW. Very funny. MXN, the Mansoor and Brendan Williams, I think his name is. They have a TEW save, I believe. Yeah, he did put himself in it. I understand him. I understand Cody being like, I'm not going for the main title. So I think a lot of people was like, oh, it's just the Bucks and Kenny Omega and Cody feeding their egos. That's all the company is. Yeah. So we had Adam Cole and Leo Rush defeat that Anas the Black and Ricochet in a cage. That's fair. Nikki Cross and Dakota defeated Shayna and Joanne Carpenter. Go on, Joanne Carpenter. You're getting oddly popular and I don't understand it. Keith Lee and Jackson Riker defeated Cassius Ohno and Lars Sullivan. It's kind of a pop. Candice defeated Taynara Conti. I'd say our show was better than this. Who's Vanessa Bourne dating? Ricochet! Oh me, oh my. We got 180,000 viewers. That's not bad. What did NXT get? 500,000. Fair. This song is going madness. There we go. I can't believe we have 106 wrestlers. Alright, let's continue on to Dynamite 6 before Full Gear. Jason Kincaid. I remember when he had... Oh, Jesus Christ, that terrified me. Han Mr. Younger, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that beyond belief. I'll be honest with you, I did think you were already following. So... Jason Kincaid. Yeah, AEW does have bare people. But I kind of get it. Like, I went through a phase of like trying to hire everyone that I was like, yeah, I like all these, and then you just can't fit all of them on the show. But to be fair, we only have Dynamite. We don't have any of the other shows at the moment. We don't even have Dark. What was Jason Kincaid's last match? He lost to someone just called OK. He defeated Axton Ray by DQ. He's still going. He wrestled 5 days ago. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of doing like a strict brand split at Collision. Alison Brie hung her boots up. Fair play to her. Who's entered wrestling? Oh, Julia Hart. We can shortlist you. Yeah, I like the idea of doing like a proper brand split at Collision, but we all know that turned out. Oh, Odyssey Jones. Yeah. So what is Brian Pillman up to? I forgot we're on DDT. Because Brian Pillman was signed to WWE quite early on in this save, so we're going to have to figure someone else for him. Fucking 0 wins and 33 losses. At least he got to wrestle Neil Bryan on SmackDown. 3 wins, 55 losses. Jesus. And all 3 of his wins are in MLW. Fair play. Who was the other guy? Griff Garrison. He does debut somewhat soon. We'll have to figure out someone else to put with him for his little tag team that comes along. We'll come up with someone. Yeah, need another blonde. Danshoku Dino, I did hire you, Face, because Michael Nakazawa is under an exclusive contract and he seems to be featured quite a lot, to be honest. I'll have to come up with a young blonde boy. Adam Priest is only 23, that doesn't seem right. I feel like he's been in mods for the last, like, 5 years. What's Griff Garrison doing now? He's still in AEW, isn't it? Doesn't he wrestle in Ring of Honor? Primarily. So he's in a group called the Frat House with Cole Carter and Preston Vance. I'll DPW World Champ, is that who he is? Fair play to him. I might hire Cole Carter, since he already seems to be teaming with Griff Garrison in Ring of Honor. To a degree it kind of makes sense to bring him in. I just realised there's a AEW World Tag Team title, #1 contendership Casino Tag Team Battle Royale, which looks mental. Who did I say I was going to hate? Griff Garrison? Not Griff Garrison. Ooh, Brock Anderson. I forgot we have Brock Anderson. Not Preston Vance, who's the other bird? Cole Carter. So Cole Carter. Oh, there you are. Negotiate. Handshake per show. I feel like I can't remember what they were called. Well, the Varsity Blondes were. I do love a Battle Royale, though. I am a sucker. Oh, Brock Anderson hasn't debuted. Is Brock Anderson in the mod? That would be useful. Yeah, he is. When does he debut? God, in 2 years. Jesus. I forget. Sometimes I forget we're just in 2019. Mike Tyson in the mod. He is. Mike Tyson debuted. I am using... It's on the Grey Dog forums. Stu Grayson, yeah. It's called, let me find it. Grey Dog Forums. TEW 9 mods. Yeah, going in might be completely right. Where is it? It's called, no. Where is it? I do believe it is called Going In. Oh, there it is. It's on the second page. Yeah, Going In 2018 mod. If someone else can link that, that'd be great, because for some reason I can't type in my own chat. Don't ask. Don't ask. Danny Jordan debuts soon? Yeah, I know what you mean. I do believe they have released a recent update, which does fit. There we go, perfect, thank you very much. They have released a recent update which has tweaked stats a lot more. Sadly, I am not playing on that version, and I am not willing to do all the simming again to do that. So I'll stick to the kind of not great stats. Some of them are perfectly fine, some of them are quite bad. But I suppose that's your issue when you're doing a modern mod. And I imagine it was used through one of the Real World Chronicles, and they've kind of had to edit everything down. But I mean, it's a great job nonetheless. I'll appreciate anyone that's done a mod. I've been loosely working on a 2008 one, and just going through the stats and nerfing everyone's pop is just like, I can't hack it. Yeah, like, I feel like you need a whole mix of people. Yeah. You need a whole mix. Like, there's people that you need to, like, with Mexico and Japan and... God. And some people like a quote-unquote easier mod. Some people like a more, I guess, difficult mod. Oh, Madison Raids give birth. Chris Jericho has gone to Ring of Honor. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, sometimes I look at, when I was working on the 2008 one, I look at people's popularity and I'm like, that's way too much. I also try and keep things quite low. I like a mod being challenging, but I do find some mods at times, if you're trying to book WWE, you might book the exact same Raw, SmackDown, and whatever they're sure they also have NXT. And sometimes it's like, don't have good enough storylines, show wasn't very good, lose popularity in 50 regions, lose your TV deal. And it's like, I think the popularity of a company and like, it needs to reflect real life. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I think I'm just rambling. What I'm saying is there needs to be a perfect balance. A mod itself can't be too hard. What did I say the NXT feud was? Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano said to have a lengthy feud. You can say that again. So Dynamite tomorrow night. I'm going to disappear for a brief moment and come back. Right, I'm back. We can pretend that I never disappeared or kicked over my router as I ran to the toilet. Injury to Brian Cage! Bloody hell. What are we going to do when Team Taz debuts? Team Taz was a very cool gimmick. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, I try and think of it with like 100 being everyone know them. It's like I always think to my non-wrestling friends and family. It's like if 80% of them don't know them, not an 80. 60% of them know them? Maybe. Andrew Everett. He's someone I'm surprised hasn't been in AEW more. You know, Andrew Everett, I will bring you in on a handshake. See, this is how easy it is for Tony Khan. This is why he has such a big roster. I do feel like I can always use more people. Dynamite. Yes, no one gets the night off. We can still be in Daly's place. We could use that more than anything. Yeah. Trying to create... Yeah, I understand what you mean. It's hard to kind of get a good balance. Team Taz was, like, peak AEW for me. Caitlin, you keep showing up, man. You can stay. Yeah. C-Verse is very good for its, like, knowing the mod, being built to the mod. Oh, Danshuko, Dino, and Nick Jackson have gotten well. Yeah, I do agree that Taz, Tully, Jake Roberts have all been like... You can make some complaints now that, oh, everything's been messed up. But both were used very good at the start. All were used very good at the start of AEW. Taz, I still think, has been used very well with Hook. Yeah, same with Don Callis. Like, I will give something to AEW where their use of managers I appreciate a lot. Where are we at? AEW Dynamite. So we're opening straight up with the AEW Dynamite opening. Yeah, God, the fact that Prince Nana has a job, I'm so happy with. This guy's so funny. Yeah, I've always been a fan of Stable Wars. So I like the kind of stable gimmicks. Yeah, that's the thing. Look at Japan. Just put everyone in stables. We're not United Kingdom. Don't talk to TJP on Twitter. So we're going in hot straight away at the start of this Dynamite with Pac against Trent. They went to the floor again with Pac hitting a brainbuster on the floor. Pac went up top and hit the Black Arrow for the pinfall. Pac then slapped on the Brutalizer submission and Trent passed out to give Pac the win after 12 minutes. So this match steal the show. After the match, Pac told the crowd to shut up. Pac said he heard Hangman Page and his naughty swear word. Pac said this Saturday at Full Gear he's going to make an example out of Hangman again. So Pac cutting a promo. Hangman Page is back anyway, so that's good. Perfect. Easy. Once again, let's hear from Cody Rhodes. It is noted by Schiavone that Cody was born in Charlotte. Cody said he wanted to rattle off a few names like Eddie Graham, Bill Watts, Dusty Rhodes. Cody said they were titans of our business. Cody said that for the last year he is proud of AEW and proud of the all-inclusive nature of the schedule. Cody announced that if he does not defeat Chris Jericho at Full Gear, that he'll never challenge for the world title again. Yeah. I do like Cody. I do like him in the John Moxley stable though. Cody said if he does not defeat Jericho at Full Gear, he will never challenge for the world title again. So Cody cutting a promo on Chris Jericho. Yeah, I do think like he got injured, dipped for a while, and then Pac never fully recuperated his spot because it got too much. So then we have Private Party. I do like Yuta, but I also don't fully know why Yuta is there. Private Party against the Dark Order. I do miss William Regal in AEW as well. I really like that. So Private Party against the Dark Order. Two unimportant teams, which isn't going to go down well. Cassidy tagged in, knee to the face by Grayson, and Quen knocked Grayson off the top. Cassidy came back with a DDT on Uno. Quen tagged in with a Hurricane Rana off the top, which led right into the cutter by Cassidy. They called the Gin and Juice for the win after 12 minutes. Set this one as the Wild Brawl. SCU went into the ring with the AEW Tag Team titles, while Lucha Brothers were on the apron, and Private Party were also in the ring, so it was a 3-team face-off. 3-team face-off between Mexa Brothers, SCU, and Private Party. Change this storyline to old storyline. They'll just change it to SCU later. And we can remove a couple of people. Evil Uno, Jack Evans, Jungle Boy, Kota, Lucha. We can probably remove the Bucks, Trent, Stu, Eagles. Keep Phoenix in. Yeah, I can't blame Regal at all. Frankie, Christopher Daniels. I also would like Charlie Dempsey, I think that's his name, is currently unemployed in this save, and I don't know if WWE will hire him. So Kaz, Scorpion. So I'm tempted to also bring him in, but it is kind of the same thing of where do I squeeze him. Mark Quinn, Isaiah. Is Isaiah? I've been saying a name so long now that I can't. It doesn't sound like a real name. I don't know why I'm so rambly and chatting so much shit today when this is the most amount of views I've had at one time, so I'm not thriving. Video of Chris Jericho sitting at a table with the AEW title on his shoulder, while Sammy Guevara had 2 bottles of champagne with him. They showed Soul Train Jones saying he's known Jericho since he was a kid and put him over. Guevara said that 48-year-old Chris Jericho is the youngest AEW champion of all time. Jericho says it's hard for him to have to realise how great he is. Jericho noted Cody has to worry about being the boss while wrestling Jericho. Jericho says he is list champion. Nice. Jericho noted Cody has to worry about being the boss and wrestling, while Jericho has to wrestle and get a little bit of the bubbly. So Chris Jericho, Sammy, Santana, Ortiz, Jake Hager just on character development, all on Cody. Yeah, I think I might bring in Regal's son. I'll bring him on in a handshake, And if he ends up getting signed by WWE, then I don't blame him. I'll let him go. David Finlay, exclusive written. Regal himself, exclusive written. So we have Jamie Hayter and Emi Sakura against Riho and Shana. I don't think we have Emi Sakura, so Jamie Hayter and women. Oh, we do. Jamie Hayter and Emi Sakura take on Riho and Shana, who we don't seem to have for whatever reason. So instead, let's have face Riho and Billy Starks works for me. Sakura hit a backbreaker on Shana, followed by the Vader Bomb for 2, but Riho hit a double foot stomp to the back of Sakura. Riho got the hot tag, she charged, Sakura moved, and Riho hit the turnbuckle. Sakura hooked the arms of Riho with a magistral cradle and the pinfall victory after 14 minutes. I do really want a legit third US company in wrestling. I debated this as a save. We need a company for people who have been failed by WWE and AEW, or guys that don't feel right for both, like Miro, Andrade, Aleister Black. Yeah, I just feel like TNA and ROH are never going to get big enough now for that. And it's a shame. They announced mention it'll be Riho against Emi Sakura for the world title for Full Gear on Saturday. Instead, I'm going to do Jamie Hayter. See, there's a little difference for you. Can I add her to that storyline, Shardian? So, Jamie Hayter and Riho. Jamie Hayter and Ricky Morton. Nice. We then have Sean Spears against Brandon Cutler. Excalibur pointed out that Blanchard told Spears that Cutler was coming off the top, and Spears hits a Death Valley driver for the win after 3 minutes. Sean Spears and Brandon Cutler. Let's stick Spears over. Post-match, Spears tried to do a Death Valley driver on Cutler again, but Joey Janela ran out for the save. Yeah, Jamie Hayter has been so good for so long. She did get injured for a while, and I think she got stuck in the UK as well. So it's a shame that everything was kind of postponed for her. Sean Spears, Joey Janela. A video package about the match between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. Let me just change that to a capital. 3 minutes should do. Jon Mox, Kenny O. And then we have the match of Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara against Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. Jericho was back in the ring. He distracted referee Aubrey Edwards that allowed Pac to go on the apron, where Pac kicked Page in the groin. Pac knocked down Omega too. Jericho had the Judas effect from Page for the win after 13 minutes. Yeah, COVID derailed so much. It ruined a lot of Ring of Honor stuff as well. Nice, it's the main event. Let's make it 20 minutes. Chris Jericho, loser being Hangman. storytelling. Outside interference finish. On Hangman Page by Pac. The Inner Circle stomped away on Page in the ring as Jericho poses with the world title. Yeah, Drew was one of the few people that actually kind of came out of the COVID era very well. Cody ran out for the save and Jericho and Hager left. So Cody gave an uppercut to Guevara. When Jericho and Hager backed up the ramp, MJF hit Hager in the back. MJF tossed Jericho back into the ring. Jon Moxley entered through the crowd with a barbed wire bat in his hands. Moxley went into the ring for a stare down with Omega. Jericho grabbed Cody and brought him back out the ring, and MJF joined the brawl with Jericho, Cody, Hager, so the four then went to the back. Big angle, big ending angle. Mox was alone in the ring with the barbed wire bat, while Omega had a barbed wire broom. Santana and Ortiz went in the ring for an attack on Omega and Moxley. The Bucks ran out for the save. The Bucks each hit suicide dives on Santana and Ortiz. Omega hit a V-trigger while Moxley hit a paradigm shift to take out Santana and Ortiz. Mox and Omega went brawling to the ringside to the backstage area. The heels from the Inner Circle went down towards the ring while Cody, the Young Bucks and MJF stood at the top of the ramp. There was a stare down. Whole lot going on. We'll read through all of that when the time comes. So we have Santana, Ortiz, Jake Hager, Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara. We also have Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, MJF, Cody, Kenny, and Jon Moxley. That seems like everyone. Make this 6 minutes. So we have 15 more. That's fine. We can squeeze in a quick match. Let's have a 3v3. We can have heels, Wardlow, exclude already booked. So anyone that can do with a bit more of a win. So have Wardlow, Joey Janela, and I don't know, man. MGF, that works. Taking on faces. Tommy Dreamer. Jimmy Jacobs and Jack Evans. How long do we need? 15, like that. I think we could do with a MGF win. Nice. And then we can have a 4v4, oh no. Just do a 2v2 pre-show match of women's. Let's have Shida and Britt Baker taking on Evilise and Penelope Ford. Obviously stick Britt Baker over. And then we could have a 1v1 on the pre-show of Orange Cassidy already wrestling? Nope. He can take on heel Ethan Page. Stick OC over, book Extremely Unhappy. As far as I know, she's still under contract. I think I was trying to figure this out on the last stream. I believe she's still under contract. And it'll probably just eventually end, and then everyone goes their separate ways. Decent wrestling but little heat. Shida and Baker defeated Ford and Evilise when Britt Baker submitted Penelope Ford with a lockjaw. Orange Cassidy defeated Ethan Page in 11:48 with a Superman punch. And then we get our AEW Dynamite opening. In a bout which had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Pac defeated Trent in 12:09 by submission with the Brutalizer. After the match, Pac told the crowd to shut up. Pac said he heard... Let's skip this one. Pac said he heard Hangman Page and his naughty swear word. Pac said this Saturday at Full Gear, he's going to make an example out of Hangman Page again. Cody announces that if he does not defeat Jericho at Full Gear, he will never challenge for the AEW World Championship again. In a wild brawl that had subpar wrestling and little heat, Private Party defeated the Dark Order when Isaiah Cassidy pinned Evil Uno. SCU went to the ring with the tag team titles while Lucha Brothers were on the apron, and Private Party were also in the ring, so it was a 3-team stare-off. In a decent match, Janela, Wardlow and MJF defeated Jimmy Jacobs, Tommy Dreamer and Jack Evans when MJF submitted Evans the Fujiwara armbar. Jericho noted that Cody has to worry about being the boss and wrestling, while Jericho just has to wrestle and get a little bit of the bubbly. In a bout which had terrible wrestling and a non-existent crowd heat, Jamie Hayter and Emi Sakura defeated Riho and Billy Starks. Gail Kim can fix any women's division. Jamie Hayter pinned Billy Starks with a Falcon Arrow. The announcers mention it'll be Riho against Hayter for the world title of Full Gear on Saturday. An extremely short match, Spears defeated Brandon Cutler in 3:20 by submission with the sharpshooter. Post-match, Spears tried to do a Death Valley Driver on Cutler again, but Janela ran out for the save. We get a video package about the match between Mox and Omega, and in our main event in a good match, the Inner Circle defeated Omega and Hangman when Jericho pinned Hangman with a Judas effect following interference from Pac. The Inner Circle stomped away Page in the ring, and Jericho posed with the world title. Cody ran out for the save, so Jericho and Hager left, and Cody gave an uppercut punch to Guevara. When Jericho and Hager backed up the ramp, MJF hit Hager in the back. MJF tossed Jericho back into the ring. Moxley entered through the crowd with a barbed wire bat in his hand and went into the ring for a stare down with Omega. Jericho grabbed Cody and brought him out to the ring. MJF joined the brawl with Jericho, Cody and Hager, so the four of them went to the back. Mox and Omega went brawling to the backstage area too. I'm not sure who does the specific bookings of everything in AEW. Mid-Atlantic, New England, Southeast. I thought he had final say on everything, Tony Khan, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the people that were originally booking and wrestling took a little bit of a step back. I was going to check something and I forgot. Go on, what was going on Dynamite? Kairi Sane, Dakota Kai defeated Shayna, Nikki Cross defeated Joanne, Lars and Ray Jink defeated Keith Lee and the Apron Dwellers in a table match. Kairi Sane defeated Jacqueline Huerta. Ring of Honor does need a consistent product. Like, I'm happy with them even using AEW people. I just want a bit more of, what's it called? Consistency. Alright, let's go on to Full Gear. Ugh. I didn't realise Full Gear was so close. Kaz Crash is even still wrestling. Kaz Crash cage match. He has been wrestling. Took some time off in 21-22. Kaz Crash recently defeated Reese in the steel cage at FFW Steel Cage Showdown 3. Which also featured Wild Boar defeated Rogue. Yeah, I feel like Daniels probably has his back to the wall with what he can do. Yeah. What's Scott D'Amore doing now? I heard rumours that he was starting his own company. Or something along those lines. Has anyone seen that apparently Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff are launching their own wrestling company? Real American Freestyle is a world-class athletes, elite-level athletes, Olympic-level wrestlers, but in a professional environment with a lot more entertainment. Who they released? They did a promo where they have the third man. I don't even know who it is. Yeah. Real American Freestyle. Sounds awful. Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff have launched Real American Freestyle, an unscripted freestyle wrestling league injected with storytelling and colourful characters. Freestyle have already announced former UFC fighter Ben Askren, former Olympian and world champion Kennedy Blades, and former national champion Zahid Valencia. So their third man was decorated wrestling coach Israel Martinez, who will serve as the chief operating officer. Right. Right. Matt Riddle got in an argument. We're gonna bring in Andrew Everett. Little heel, Joe Bailey. I'm happy Joe Bailey just going under the name Charlie Dempsey. Nope. What's the picture called? Bailey Matthews. I like that one actually. Alright, let's carry on to Full Gear. Full Gear 2019. No one gets the night off. Where was it? It was in Baltimore, Maryland. I don't know where Baltimore, Maryland would be. It wouldn't be in the tri-state, would it? The Great Lakes? Yeah, I feel like Everett's been everywhere. But Baltimore feels very tri-statey. New Jersey. This is where I get caught out for not being American. Southeast? Surely Southeast isn't Baltimore, Maryland. Great Lakes? Great Lakes could be a shout. Chicago, Indiana, Ohio. Maybe I'm reading the geotags and not the right ones. Baltimore, Maryland. Mid-Atlantic, maybe? Delaware? It feels like it should be in this area. There we go. Maryland. Nice. For the Marshall Health Network Arena. Just so we're in the same general area. Choose broadcasters. We can be on in demand. Use broadcaster. Use selection. Oh. All's fine. Locker room incidents. What's the crack? Bret Hart as an angle idea. Jeff Cobb and T-Hawk got into an argument. Oh, best viewers on steamboo.com. Oh, thank you very much. I will go back to that. DDP ran some women's drills. Cody ran some men's drills. Daniel set up a barbecue. Nice. So was there any pre-show matches? As far as I know, Britt Baker defeated Bea Priestley. So Britt Baker beat Baby Allison in 11 minutes. Happy stick Britt Baker over. Pretty sure. And now we have AEW Full Gear. AEW Full Gear opening. Make it a hype, pre-taped video. 4 minutes should do. AJ, John Moxley, Chris. Oh, not AJ, Blair. How has AJ gained popularity from a star to major? Baby Allison would go crazy. Baby Allison, I just saw is like a loading screen, and I was like, well, now I have to have you. And Cody, DDP, Jim Ross, Kenny, Penta, Taz. That's fine with me. Just a little opening video. Pyro went off, and we go straight into Santana and Ortiz against the Young Bucks. Yeah, I'm too English to learn where everywhere is in America. That's our Proud and Powerful against the Young Bucks. Nick with a rising knee strike to the face. Ortiz gave Nick a powerbomb. Santana with a knee to the face of Nick, and Matt shoved Ortiz onto a pile to break up the pin. Matt charged and Santana moved, and Matt hit the turnbuckle. Ortiz held up Nick in a powerbomb position, and Santana jumped off the top with a blockbuster into assisted powerbomb that they called the sweet fucking ruin that. Santana jumped off the top with a blockbuster into an assisted powerbomb that they called the street sweeper, and Ortiz pinned Nick for the pinfall in 21 minutes. Ortiz gets the win. Perfect. I think that they kind of wanted to go there. From what I know, they kind of wanted to go their separate ways anyway. I think one of them was just kind of happy doing what they were doing. and the other one kind of wanted a bit more. Not that there was any heat between them, I just think I read an interview with one of them where he was like, I kind of wanted to go do my own thing. Post-match, Santana and Ortiz continued the attack as their Inner Circle buddies, Sammy and Guevara, walked down to the ringside. Yeah, I think I remember reading that like one of them was just kind of happy with his position in AEW wrestling, and the other one wanted more. Rock and Roll Express went onto the apron to help the Bucks. Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson sent Santana and Ortiz out the ring. Morton was on the apron, he jumped over the top rope and hit a Canadian Destroyer onto Santana. That's fine, happy with that. So, Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If he's happy just being on his own in TNA, that's cool. Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, Matt Jackson, Nicholas Jackson, Santana and Ortiz. Pac then makes his entrance for Adam Page against the Bastard Pac. I have not seen the prices for SummerSlam. I've recently heard, like I didn't know this, I'm not up with current WWE. I appreciate you apologising for Tony for that one. I heard the WrestleMania tickets were unbelievably crazy, so please do tell me how much the SummerSlam tickets are. Page set up for the Deadeye finisher, but Pac countered it into a brutalizer. Pac was down on one knee until Page stumbled into the ropes to break the hold. Pac went up top, they jumped off with a black arrow. Page moved and Pac avoided the lariat. Pac went for a low blow, but Page blocked it this time. He hits a forearm and a spinning clothesline. Page hits the Deadeye finisher for the win in 18:30. If I have to adjust some of these, I will. We can keep you strong, Pac. I'm happy with that. I don't think you're complaining too much. Jesus. That's horrific, man. Who has that? Wrestling should be accessible, man. Fucking hell. I feel like they're trying to make WWE too mainstream. Like with Travis Scott and Pat McAfee and what other shit's going on. Wrestling is hot, but like, shit should also be accessible. There was a video that aired with Awesome Kong beating up B. Priestley, with Brandy Rhodes there to support Kong. Video of Awesome Kong beating up, let's do Baby Allison, with Brandy Rhodes there to support Kong. So that could be Brandy, Baby, Awesome, and Britt Baker. I assume this was after the pre-show match. That's mad. That's madness, the prices that they're willing to charge. We then get Shawn Spears against Joey Janela. This one can be our wild brawl. Spears tripped up Janela on the top rope, and Spears grabbed Janela and gave him a backbreaker onto the turnbuckle. Blanchard distracted Hebner, so Spears took off a turnbuckle pad. Hebner put the turnbuckle back on, and this led to a spike piledriver on the floor, with Blanchard doing the spiking, while Spears did the move. Back in the ring, Spears hits the C4 Death Valley driver for the win in 11:45. Nice to see Tully being a little troublemaker, little Tully maker. Interview with Kip Saban backstage. Saban's girlfriend, Penelope Ford, walked to the screen, kissed Saban on the cheek. Ford said, "Why be bad when you can be super bad?" Ford. Kiss him. Yeah, like video games are so expensive right now. That's why I'm so happy with like Xbox Game Pass, because like it's the best deal in gaming, and two, games are so unnecessarily expensive that like it's ridiculous the prices that they're charging. 1 second, I'm just getting a rogue phone call. It was some kind of fake bot thing. I thought it was a joke. Oh well. Game Pass is such a steal. I've been playing nothing but the Oblivion remake. Highlights of the tag team tournament, the SCU, that ended with SCU beating the Lucha Bros for the title. Kip Saban's fine, yeah. I don't know if I've ever go as far to say as I love him. Is Kip Saban English? I thought he was. I did hear Mariah May might be going to WWE. Fair play to her. Take what you can. She's a hot commodity and she did incredibly well. I do kind of wish she'd stay in AEW because I feel like they've been good to her. They've built her up from literally nothing to a very well-known star. That being said, like, she might flourish in WWE. She might flourish if she stays in AEW. Whatever works well for her career. Penta and it's Bandito. I kind of think it's a shame her leaving after having such a good run, but there's some dream matches in both companies, so I wish her nothing but the best. So we have SoCal Uncensored against Lucha Brothers and Private Party in a tag team title match. Do WWE also have like a women's intercontinental? Is that even a minor women's belt? Because that's madness to me. That also, like, I understand people complaining about, do we not have Penta or Bandito? Oh, we do. Oh, there's Mexa Brothers. Women's US and Women's IC. I absolutely understand people complaining that AEW has too many titles, but that's too many titles. Like, that's madness. We all need to kind of chill for a bit on creating titles. Quinn went up top and hit a perfect shooting star press on Kazarian for a 2. Private Party went for their double team finisher, but Kaz blocked it, and Sky put Cassidy on his shoulders as Kaz hit the knee to the face called the SCU later. Frankie Kazarian pinned Isaiah Cassidy for the win in 13:02. Let's do Frankie Kazarian, steal the show. Yeah, I did see Thekla. That'll be interesting. I appreciate just general wrestling doing well right now. And like loads of people all over the world getting shots now, as opposed to like wrestling being very American. Post-match, Lucha Brothers attacked SCU from behind with kicks. Daniels swung a chair, but Pentagon left. Swung at chair, but Pentagon and Bandito left. Yeah, I understand what you mean. What am I doing? Bandido, Penta, Chris Daniels, Frankie Kaz, and Scorpio. And we've got a video package aired to set up Riho's title defense against, which was Emi Sakura, but I'm doing Jimmy Hayter. Just getting a slight bit more of a push in the division than previously. Riho and Jamie. Riho and Jamie, nice. Riho went up top and hit another double foot stomp for the 2 count. Sakura came back with a slam after she put Riho on her shoulders and slammed her stomach first to the mat. Riho with double knee strikes. Sakura countered a charge into a pin. Sakura kept going for pins, but Riho got out and a knee to the head led to a sunset flip for the victory in 13-20. After the match, Sakura raised Riho's hand as a sign of respect. We'll do Hater. Jamie and Riho. Nice. We then get a video package for the excellent Chris Jericho versus Cody Rhodes rivalry for the world title. I'm happy keeping the excellent in there. Kind of bigs up my own booking. Let's just do Chris Jericho and Cody. I don't think we need to bog the angle down with too many people. The 3 judges for the AEW World Title match, if it goes 60 minutes, are Dean Malenko, Arn Anderson, and the Great Muta. Can we hire Dean, or is he in WWE at this point? Yeah, I'm happy leaving Malenko in WWE. Yeah. Cody makes his entrance, and so does Chris Jericho, and we get Chris Jericho with Jake Hager against Cody with MJF. Whenever I do say some TEW, it's usually TNA. Yeah, I understand what you mean. I like starting a company from scratch. My issue is I'm just not very creative with storylines or at all, so... Le Champion, MJF, I think he's kind of in a major role. So I kind of struggle when it comes to any kind of storylines. Cody followed up with a Hurricane Rana, but Chris Jericho blocked it and applied the Lion's Tamer. Cody was in pain and he nearly tapped, but he found a way to get to his hands to the bottom row. Jericho followed up with more punches to the head. Cody hit an inside cradle for the 2, but then Jericho slapped on a more vicious version of the Lion Tamer. MJF was holding a white towel at ringside while Jericho bent Cody's back and MJF threw in the towel, which led for the referee calling for the bell. So MJF's decision meant Cody gave up in 29:35. Chris Jericho, what would you call that? Stoppage finish, I guess? That's fair. I don't think I've ever used AI for wrestling, but it is interesting. After the match was over, Jericho walked to the back, and they popped some bubbly to celebrate. MJF said he was sorry about what happened and looked sad. Cody slowly walked around the ring, shook his head. Cody picked up MJF and put his hands on his shoulders, and Cody kicked MJF in the nuts. MJF walked away. Start to get the evil MJF. Which I'm glad, because him being like his evil heel character, and then like managing Cody Rhodes, which kind of made sense. Not everything's black and white. But to me, it didn't make a whole lot of sense. Yeah. Apparently Jake Hager's really going off the deep end now, though, from everything I see of him. So there's a video package showing the rivalry of Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. Oh yeah, the turn was inevitable, but I appreciated him at the start being with Cody because it not showing obviously anyone's black and white. He can have his idol and still have his shtick. Up next is the lights out match between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. God, this match goes 40 minutes, I went out. TEW's going to handle that. Jon Moxley against Kenny O. The match goes 38-46. Moxley pulled up the ring apron and pulled out the 2 inches of padding and exposed the wood that was on top of the ring. Moxley teased a pile driver, but Omega countered it into a back body drop that sent Moxley back first into the wood. Omega with a knee to the back. Omega managed to hit a double arm DDT that Moxley uses and connected with it on the wood for a 2 count. Omega went up top, he jumped off with a Phoenix Splash, but Moxley moved and Kenny went face first into the wood. Mox covered for the 2 because Omega got the right shoulder up. Mox picked up Omega with an elevated paradigm shift and drove him headfirst into the wood at 38-46. Epic? Is that too much? Spectacles maybe better. Victor, Jon Moxley. Stunt bump from both. After the match, Moxley celebrated After the match, Moxley celebrated the win and put a middle finger up in the air as well. Jon Mox, Kenny, and Matt and Nick run down. Yeah, like the Punk MJF feud was so unnecessarily good, and I enjoyed all of Punk's callbacks to his early career. Shit was so good, man. I do wish Punk got his ego in check and stayed around. Just give me a little second. I am back. All is fine. Yeah, it's a tragedy that how it went, but fucking that's Punk beer. At least things seem to be going fine in his current WWE run. So I'll always take new and more Punk matches. Fucking Britt Baker saying a broken jaw. In a bout which had terrible wrestling and a non-existent crowd heat, Britt Baker defeated Baby Allison in 10:43 by submission with a lockjaw. Coincidentally, broke her own jaw. We got the AEW Full Gear opening. In an bout which had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Proud and Powerful defeated the Young Bucks when Ortiz pinned Matt Jackson with a sweet fucking every time street sweeper. Matt Jackson has a gimmick that's getting stale. We could probably tweak it. Same. I think Cody was also getting stale. Tweak it. Continue. Post-match, Santana and Ortiz continued their attack as their inner circle buddy Sammy Guevara went down to ringside. Rock and Roll Express went on the apron to help the Young Bucks. Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson sent Ortiz and Santana out the ring. Morton was on the apron, he jumped over the top and hit a Canadian Destroyer on Santana. In a bout which had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Hangman Page defeated Pac in 1824 with a Deadeye. Got a video of Awesome Kong beating up Baby Allison with Brandy Rhodes there to support Kong. In a bout which had decent reaction but subpar wrestling, Spears defeated Janela in 11:04 with a Hangman's Neckbreaker. Interview with Kip Saban backstage. Saban's girlfriend, Penelope Ford, walked into the screen and kissed Saban on the cheek. Ford said, "Why be bad when you can be super bad?" We got a highlight of the tag team tournament that ended with SCU beating Lucha Bros for the titles. In a bout which had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, SCU defeated Private Party and the Lucha Brothers, when Kazarian pinned Isaiah with an SCU later to make defense number 1 of the tag titles. Post-match, the Lucha Brothers attacked SCU from behind. Daniel swung a chair, but Pentagon and Bandito left. A video package aired to set up Riho's AEW Women's title defense against Jamie Hayter. Riho defeated Jamie Hayter in 13:06 with a Northern Lights suplex to make defense number 2 of the Women's World title. Hayter raised Riho's hand as a sign of respect. We then get a video package for the Cody Rhodes Chris Jericho match. And I just want to make sure the title is on the line. The title is on the line. And in a bout which had fantastic heat and great wrestling, Chris Jericho defeated Cody in 29:35 when Cody could not continue after MJF threw in the towel. After the match was over, Jericho walked to the back. Cody picked up MJF, put his hand on his shoulder, and MJF kicked Cody in the nuts. We had a video package showing the rivalry of Jon Moxley against Kenny Omega. Ooh, they didn't click, that's not good. In a superb match, Moxley defeated Omega in a hardcore match in 37-38 by submission with a bully choke. After the match was over, Moxley celebrated the win and put his middle finger up in the air as well as the Bucks checked on Omega. Got 74, increased our popularity in so many regions. Got to tell Chris Jericho that they're awesome. Let's give Cody a hug. And Jon Moxley, since you're always angry, I'll tell you that you're awesome. Please do not rip into him. Chris Jericho was happy, Cody seemed pleased, Jon Moxley seemed pleased. Britt Baker has got a broken jaw, but she can work for 25 days. Financially made $434,000, so I'm happy with that. Popularity went up pretty much everywhere, which is what we need. I recently hired QT Marshall. How do you see him fitting into the roster? I'm going to play it by ear. Matt Seidler's talked openly about taking Nick Wayne on as his prodigy. Your thoughts? Matt Seidler will be a great mentor. Britt Baker was off her game tonight. How disappointed are you in her consistency? I have faith she'll become more consistent. Word is that Rio is extremely happy with life in AEW. Are you proud of your man management skills? It just goes to show how good life is in AEW. Full Gear is considered a success. How do you feel? It was a huge success, the roster should be very proud. It is known that Shima and Shingo don't get on. Does this not reflect badly on your locker room environment? I think a little tension keeps everyone sharp. Might lack of leadership. Happens way too much. Yeah, Nick Wayne shooting star presses. I love the one when Mass Idol does in his debut and botches it. So sad, man. For someone that does really like Evan Barton, I was like, fuck me. Couldn't have gone any worse. Yeah, he did some X Division bangers. I really enjoyed his stuff in WWE. Like his stuff at the end of his run when he was in NXT. Quite early in NXT's life. Not that early, but reasonably early. Was like really good. So Full Gear went down great. Drew a lot of praise. Excalibur thinks Ortiz talks well. And Kenny Omega thinks Britt Baker needs to learn to sell. She is not worth pushing until that is addressed. Air Boom is class. With that all said, I'd like to thank you all for coming out. Thank you, the Emperor. Thank you, Han Mr. Younger. Thank you, Timu. Mr. Rain was here as well. I appreciate you all endlessly. This has been the most amount of people I've had, and maybe the most amount of fun I've had. So that means a whole lot. I'll probably do this again during the day tomorrow. At least one stream during the day tomorrow. So stay safe, look after yourselves, look after each other. Up the ticks.